Welcome to Fit Me Tour of Fitness podcast, and today's episode I'm talking with Silvia. Silvia is one of my clients and have actually pretty incredible stories to share, and I'm excited to have you, Silvia, here guest on my podcast, and thank you for your taking time to take this interview, and because I think this will help many people who are in same situation. So when we get started, tell a little bit about yourself, like who you are, how old are you, what you are doing for work, and just normal stuff first, and then let's move forward.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and thank you for giving me the chance to share my story. I hope this can be as a help for anybody else who's in the same situation. My name is Silvia. I'm 42 years old, and well, I have not much to say about my story in general, but I think what's interesting is that I've been kind of overweight all my life, and I've been in dieting all my life. I've been losing weight many times, but I always gain all the weight back, maybe probably more. And this has been always very frustrating. The main reason is that all of my friends are kind of skinny, so I've always been the fatty one. And that always been something that put me in a kind of an embarrassing side of the story, because you cannot wear the same clothes, you cannot do the same things, and that's the weird part. And I started a couple of years ago, like many changes in my life, like real life changes, like work changes, and I got separated, and many things happened all at the same time. And I just started moving more and eating less, probably because I had to release my stress, or because I had to take care of myself starting from beginning. I don't know, I just started losing weight, and in a couple of years I lost 3 sizes.
Oh.
With no effort at all, because it was just natural. I changed the job. I started to do a very more active job. My life was more active, so I didn't have to make an effort. I always liked to walk, to run sometimes. So it wasn't something I have to push myself to do. And then during this winter, I realized that wasn't working any longer. And so I started to track my calories for the first time in my life. And I realized I was eating very little. I was making a lot of cardio, walking over 10K steps every day and everything. But at the same time, I wasn't losing weight any longer. And at the same time, my body was looking not as good as it was in this few months earlier. And this is when I decided to get in touch with Turo to ask for help, because I knew I was doing something wrong. And I was doing something wrong. I was eating too little. And this is something that was really frustrating for me, because I'm a good cook. I always liked to eat. So it was good actually to turn it around.
Yeah, no, if you mind to share a little bit what you are like, how much you were eating, like in that time when you started to come to me, like, do you remember how much was it? Like I think it was like 1,300, something like that, because you were not aware of it, if I remember right, but then you were like that, holy shit, that this is very little.
Yeah, exactly. I realized, because I was pretty sure that it was too much, and I had to cut a little, and I was ready to do it. But when I realized that was so little, I was sure that it was too little, and I was sure that it was not safe to cut more than that. I was sure I was around, like, I don't know, 1,600, 1,700, something more healthy. And when I realized it was that little, for me was that, when the light is getting on and it's telling you, okay, you have to stop.
Because it's not that you are not probably like what happened in like how was in that time, how I started, I asked it this way: how was your energy levels at that time when you were eating very little calories? How you were feeling?
I'm a very stubborn person, so I was pushing myself to do everything. But at the same time, yes, I know that my energy was not right. I know that my body was not right because I was losing more hair than usual. I wasn't sleeping well. I was actually waking up hungry at night, and I mean, not all things that will tell you you're not feeling well, because I was feeling well. I was carrying on my life. Everything was fine. But at the same time, when I started talking to you, I realized that they were all little signs that was telling me that I had to stop eating so little. Because I mean, I'm tall, and I'm a big girl, so I
Yeah.
knew myself that was not right.
Yeah. How much you weigh? Like that it gives like some like little bit realistic like a thing, like for somebody 1,300 calories it might be still okay, but with your like how you are tall, like 100.
I'm 108, and I used to weight, when I got in contact with you, I used to weight 76 kilos.
And a very active job, like and doing a lot of 10,000 steps, like I said, and like what we when we were looking, like I think it was your maintenance calories should be 2,400, somewhere there, and then when you are cutting, you are eating over 1,000 calories less, and it's not that you are not making any progress. Like how long you were eating around that little calories, or do you remember how long you have been in this situation?
I'm not able to say it because in winter I'm not really able to control this much, because you just eat a bit more than usual. But for sure, I've been eating that level for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's still very short, but it was still enough for you to realize that it's not you can't continue this way, that you have to change something. And what was that like then before? Like, what do you have now? Okay, you can't tell, like, if you were not tracking calories, but if you have learned that skill, do you have any estimate what it could be, what you had earlier? Like,
when I was getting good results, I was eating about 1,700, 1,800. Maybe someday a bit less, but it was that range.
But you should be for sure in calorie deficit and eating less than your body needs. But obviously you can never be sure, like about those calorie calculators. They are, like you have learned, they are only estimates, and what really happens to you, they don't know your dieting history, they don't know what kind of background, like how your body is, and and plus that it's really, really hard to estimate your activity levels, but it's not then you adjust the number after you stay consistent, pick just one number, and like you did, and like how we started, the first step was tracking calories. Was that hard for you to start to track your calories?
Actually, it wasn't, because I always had that habit to read nutritional values on the food that I buy. So it's just entering somewhere, because I'm aware of what I buy and what I eat. So it wasn't a big effort.
What was the biggest surprise when you started to do this, or how did it help you when you started to track your calories?
Well, mainly it was actually, I was surprised because I was pretty sure I was eating a lot, but I mean a lot less fat. And I've actually realized that I was eating less carbs than I thought and more fat than I thought. And also, I just, started to be aware of what actually I was doing, because I didn't really have many surprises because I was pretty in control, but I started to really analyze and aware of what I was eating.
Yeah, no, that is the biggest skill, like to become more aware what you are actually eating. It's not
Exactly.
that it's a one skill, or it's like I don't think that you should use it, or it depends on person if you feel that it's helping you, but I don't think that its ultimate goal is to track your every single calorie for rest of your life. But I think it's helping, especially in the beginning, if you are struggling to find out, to become more aware what you are actually eating, and then when you see it, like you have that vision, and then you are starting to make you see it, what you are doing, what you maybe should be doing, eating something more or less, then it's a lot more effective, and you actually start to take those actions. So that's what I love with that calorie tracking, especially at some point to use it like you did it. So what then we started to obviously add more calories to your diet, and we use it what I love to use, like it basically we could go up for, like, let's say, raise your calories for 1,000 overnight. I think it wouldn't it would be the same thing, but usually if I say that we start to you double your food intake, you are saying that, Turo, are you crazy? So we started to use kind of a little bit faster approach of reverse dieting, adding calories week after week. So I think it was like around 150 calories per week. How you felt when or what happened in the beginning when you started to add more calories?
Well, I must say that my first feeling, it was actually it was relief, because I knew I wasn't able to carry on eating that little, so I was actually relieved. But at the same time, I was scared because, I mean, I trusted you, and that's the reason why I started this journey. But at the same time, I was really scared that I would put in some weight on, and that was scary, because I knew that it could happen, and if it will happen, it will be in a healthy way. But I was scared as well, and this didn't happen. So, carrying on, like adding and then adding and then adding again, it actually started to feel safe. Like, yes, I'm doing it right. I'm getting, the results that I wanted, so I can carry on. And that was, and then when I must say, it started to get easier about in a month, because the first month I was in doubt. I was a bit scared, but after the first month, honestly, it was just easy. Just let's.
Yeah, no, awesome. But that is what is the thing, that first of all, thank you that you trusted me, and that is that for many people, like if you are so focused on that, like you have been doing, like you have been at your dieter your whole life, and then you kind of how diets are working, or what you have been doing before. You restrict your calories, you eat less, you move more, you start to lose weight. But then what happens is that if you are not able to maintain that lost weight, you are doing, it's not you are repeating basically same mistakes over and over again. So this time was a little bit different. So tell a little bit like what you started from 1,300 calories, and how you went up, like where you are now, and how, like, we started to add 150 calories, around 150 calories per week more, and how, tell a little bit with your words how it felt, and how far you were going. Sorry, is that the connection? Are you hearing me? Silvia, are you hearing me? Now I hear you again.
Hey, yes, now I'm
Okay.
back. I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem. It was just that there was some problems with the connection, but
Yes.
so tell a little bit when we started to add those calories, how it was around 150 calories and per week, and how you started to feel and what happened.
Well, at the beginning, actually, I started to lose weight because, of course, together with adding the calories, I had to add a lot of strength training, and I started to add more protein to my meals. So the result for the first couple of weeks was to lose a couple of kilos. And then I realized that I started very slowly to feel more energy and to actually feel better. But I think the biggest thing that I felt is that I just started to kind of stop obsessing about what I would have to put in my meals. Like not thinking, like I started to actually plan because I was entering everything the day before. And so I started to plan my meal at least one day earlier. But at the same time, once that plan was doing, that's it. I mean, plan it, done, prepared. I wasn't thinking any longer all my day about food. Like, shall I eat this? Shall I add that? Shall I cook it this way? I think that has been the biggest change. Like, totally freeing up my mind about planning meals outside the actual plan.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. That is so freeing. Like, because those are also signs that you are eating actually too little. If you are thinking food all the time, and to get rid of like those things, it's a huge thing that you don't have to actually think about it. Look, so you didn't gain any when you started, because that is actually usually it happens that you are gaining a little bit. Obviously, when you start to eat, you are eating very little. You start to eat more food. Even you are in calorie deficit, but when you add more food, you eat more carbs. Your sodium, your body holds more water. Plus, you have just food in your stomach. But that was not your case.
Exactly. I didn't put any weights at all. Actually, I've lost as per today 3 kilos because I'm 73 now and stable for a couple of months.
Yeah, and that is how it's like 4 months now, or how long it is?
Yeah, almost 4. Yeah.
So 3 kilos. And how many calories you are eating now?
Well, actually, now we started the mini cut, so now it's 1,700. But until a week ago, when we agreed to do this trial, it was 2,300. Or
yeah, so 1,000 calories more, and you lost 3 kilos within 4 months. Wow, so it sounds pretty or too good to be true, but it is not that because there is a physical reason why it's happening. If you are eating little, you are losing, like there is no starvation mode or anything, but like you said, that without realizing it, when you are eating very little calories, your sleep is bad, your energy levels are lower, you are not even, steps are good indicator, but you are not how active, like, because you are living in Italy, like Italian people, they use a lot of hands when they talk, and everything like that. So your non-exercise activity, it's a lot higher, and you are actually probably burning more calories. Plus, there is that when you started strength training at the same time, were you doing strength training before or not?
I've done it a few times in my life, but never for longer than a few months. So very little. I never had the habit, honestly.
Yeah, and I never had a program.
Exactly. I always done it like, going to the gym and just trying.
Yeah. No, because that is amazing. Like those are things which are actually when you start to build more muscle mass, you lose fat at the same time. Your body understands that where to put that energy, even if you are, because it's really, there is no like really studies. All studies are not telling it how it actually works. It's I can't show you any studies why it's happening, but if you think logically, like that, you are what signals you are sending to your body. Like if you, what you were doing, like many people who are doing, they do excessive amount of cardio. Like that was you also before, that you were just focusing on burning calories, eating very little calories, and you are telling to your body to become more effective by burning calories. Because cardio, it's a differences with cardio. Like when you go to run, if you have never been running, you run 30 minutes. It's the best exercise ever. But once you do it, if you run same 30 minutes with same pace, you don't go any, because you have to always go, either you have to go faster or you have to run longer. And that is, if that is because obviously your body is trying to become more effective. And if that is where you teach your body, so soon you are very dependent on those calories, what you burn. And if you keep doing that, eating very little, burning more calories through cardio, energy levels are going to be very, very low. And then at some point you will say that, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. And then that happens that you start eating more and gaining all weight back. And that is that cycle, what is then for many people, unfortunately, for their whole life. And now when you put that focus on strength training, like that is, there are so many actually benefits. I don't say that you should not do cardio at all, but main focus should be still on strength training. It's not when you get stronger, you have more muscle mass, you build that metabolism higher, plus that effect, like when you are, what signals you are telling with strength training, you are telling that burn more or build more muscle mass, and building more muscle mass, that in that process your body needs energy. So when you need to feed your body to be able to do it, so it takes that energy goes also on building that muscle mass, and when you are getting stronger, and once you have that built that muscle mass, it's like in your case, you are now in a lot better place already after a couple of months. And think that if you keep going and building that muscle mass, your metabolism, it will be a lot higher, and you are not dependent on those calories. If you like it happens in a life, usually happens something that you miss your workouts for a week or two, and then it's not that you have built that your body is kind of already machine what is burning calories when you are resting, when you are laying on couch and watching TV. So you don't need to like now in this example, you said 1,000 calories more. That's you can run long before you have burned those 1,000 calories. I'm not saying that it's you have raised everything through that, but it's still, it's a big number. How was it like in your workouts? Have you have got stronger? How it makes that strength training? How you are feeling?
I feel right. I mean, I'm making the effort to do it.
I can't hear you now. I think we have an issue with connection. It's working okay. Now? Yeah. So now I hear you again. So tell a little bit how that strength training, how you feel when you have started strength training, how it makes you feel.
At the beginning, well, it was the enthusiasm probably. So I started very, very strongly believing on pushing myself. And so this is how I felt straight away stronger. And this is how I started to see results. And now that I had to carry on, like changing exercises, increasing weight, increasing reps and exercises. Of course, now it's taking more time and more effort to carry on. But at the same time, I have so much energy to finish it, to do it. So despite the fact that it's very hot and so it's hard to do any kind of movement, at the same time, I can carry on because I know that I have the right energy to do it. And so mentally, I'm pushing myself to finish and to actually, not go into failure, but close. Doing
And that's exactly how you should do. And that is you can be really actually proud of yourself, because so many women are struggling to go close to failure. It's hard to say that, because I see it with in my group courses and people with who I work on one-on-one, that they are like, soon as it starts to feel heavy, like, most women are like, no, it's already heavy, I do already enough. And when you can actually, like, I used that example that if I would put some knife on your throat and ask that if you can do, could you be doing 2 more reps, or I will hit you or something. And if the answer is that no, I can't, you have to hit me, then you are okay. But if you would say that, okay, yeah, I can do 5 more, then you should actually add more weight. So that is it's just in men's usually men are totally different. They use probably, like I'm guilty myself too, that using too much weight, and it should be better to focus on first on proper form. And women, it's usually a little bit opposite. So do you have any questions? I love this story. Like, do you have any questions to me? Like, how can I help you? Or
I think now it's all clear. I'm carrying on with this mini cut for other 3-4 day maximum, and then my usual 2,300 calories.
Yeah, no, because that was yeah, we talk with you. So let's talk a little bit. Like, now we cut you from 1,300 to 2,300, and then you were like, that what is next? And tell a little bit what you decided, or what we decided to do with you. Like, because you were like little bit thinking that, should I go back to, like, should I start to reduce again? Like, if I want to lose fat, or should I keep going? Because you felt probably better than for a long time, eating a bit more, having a stronger. And tell a little bit what was going on in your mind when you got yourself to, you added 1,000 calories more, lost 3 kilos, and
Agesto is a very good place to be. And actually, I realized that I didn't focus any longer in the last few weeks on losing weight at all. I mean, I'm really happy when I'm taking my weight and my measurement and they don't change. And I'm really happy about the fact that I look better. And that's something that, I mean, I cannot deny it. So I've just decided I'm going to carry on in this way for a while, maybe another month or 2. And then I will decide if I want to cut again. But if I want to cut again, it will be very little, like 2,000, no less.
No, I love it, because that was, and like what we were talking, like that was the biggest thing, I think, for you, like, because you have had that dieting mindset your whole life, and it's all about losing weight, and this, when you learned and allowed yourself to actually eat more, all other benefits, like you said, that you are not thinking consistently about food, your energy levels are a lot better, your sleep have improved, and life is just good. And then you're like, that, do I really need to lose weight? And or that was, I think I told it to you, I asked you this question, and you said that actually, I don't know.
I know that I want to lose weight. I want to drop another size probably and get to 70. But at the same time, I don't want to do it now. I mean, I don't have to rush it. I know that I know what it takes to do it. I'm just, in a very good place now. And this is how I want to keep living for a while. And then that's it.
Yeah, no, that is I love it, and that's why I recommended to you, and what you did now is like some mini cut, like that. It's keeping it like if you are going to lose, like now obviously you are in a lot better place, like without you, everybody understands that from going from 1,300 to 2,300, that's a lot more food. And now what we decided to do with you is to go 10 days, cut to 1,700. It's keeping it really, really short, and then going back regardless what happens, going back, raising your calories. Because the thing is that it's still, you have still that mindset, we all get greedy. If it's if you start to lose, probably you start to see some results, you start to lose weight, and then we want more, and then you are repeating that same cycle what you did before, and that is not the goal. And so if you, then it's going to be really short, those phases, and then you go back to your or close to your maintenance. It don't have to be 2,300, but keeping it like really, really moderate deficit. So it's first of all giving you a lot more freedom with your food choices, plus guarantees energy to your workouts, to your life, busy life, and demanding job. So there are so many benefits of doing it, and at the same time, like that is that really that secret of losing actually fat and getting those aesthetic goals is that it's not that number on the scale what makes you, like now what you said, how much you lost 3 kilos, but you lost some pant sizes already, or
I didn't lose any size, but my pants looks better. I mean,
yeah,
I don't feel, that little rolls of belly that are going around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not something that you can actually see like, oh, wow, how much did you change? Because 3 kilo is nothing. I didn't lose size, whatever, but my body changed.
Yeah, no, and that would be unrealistic. Like that was you were building that foundation, that if in some point you want to start, you can now, if you start from 2,300, you start to restrict and reduce your calories with the strength training. You are now with 1,700. I'm sure you will see results, and that is the thing, that it's not some magical. If you would now be another person while eating more, that would be too good to be true. But just to understand and that you were still even adding those, it's still calorie deficit. It's a law of there is no starvation more or insulin. It's just that you were still, why even you were eating more, you were still in a calorie deficit. So it was not that that you did something against every like energy law of energy, so, or energy expenditure. So that is something. So this is I hope this story is helping somebody who is on edge. Like, do you have any tips for somebody who is in same situation than you were, like having dieting your basically whole life, over 40, when you come, like that is usually age when especially women start to be close, like menopause, things are coming close, it's a pre or perimenopause, and it's everything starts to get harder. Do you have any tips who have been dieting? Because I know I have helped so many people in this same situation, but it's always better when somebody else is telling, using own words. So what kind of tips you have for somebody who is in this same situation now?
The only thing that I would say is just because I'm a woman and I'm that kind of person who hates for ask for help, looking weak, or whatever, that may put you in that side of the story when you are the one who needs help. But when you're in this situation, you really need help. You really need to ask for help to anybody you trust. Doesn't matter. But it's not something you can do it on your own, because you will just get damaged. You will just keep in adding efforts and damage and efforts and damage and frustration. And so this is not something that you have to be stubborn on. You have just to be stubborn on getting the results every single day, keeping going, even if one day you don't feel like just, doing half. You don't want to do all the exercise, it's fine, do half, and maybe do the other half in the evening, or adding the day after, or in another day, but just keep going and keep that stubbornness and that pride to carry on to getting your results, and not just trying to do it by yourself.
Yeah, no, I can relate. I'm exactly same, like that. Those when it's really hard to ask, like many people like you, I don't know what made you make that decision to ask help, because I'm exactly the same. It's so hard. Like I'm personally, I'm it's hard to ask help for me. I'm like you, probably it's really stubborn. Like you rather do it by yourself than ask some help, because you can do it by yourself also. And what was for you? What was the thing? What made you to take that like a scary step to ask actually help?
Just the fact that I realized that I was not doing things right any longer, and I didn't know what was the right step to take. And so I just realized that I had to ask to someone who knew what was the step to take. That's it.
Yeah, no, I love it. And you can be so proud of yourself. Like you are, that first of all, to face your fear, and that you, first of all, that you took action, asked help. And the most important thing is that you trusted the process. Because if somebody is asking you to eat more, that was probably the hardest thing ever to do for you. Because if you have been, how fat loss is working, at eat less, move more, and then somebody is telling you that you actually should start to eat more, you are like that, what is that? And then follow that process, trust the process, and because it's not that it's really scary. It's scary, and then like the most proud of, like you said, that stubbornness that you are actually, because it's not easy. There will be days, like you live in Italy, we have here now, it's a summertime, like 40 degrees, or how much you have?
Yeah, 41 today.
Yeah, for 41 degrees, so it's like 100 I don't know, Fahrenheit, but that's it's impossible to work out, and or you have to be really early, or do something like really slow down. Like it's almost impossible, like going for a walk, you can't do a lot of any activity, so, or have to be in somewhere where is air conditioning, and that to be actually to believe that it's possible, and then taking that action. That's even it's not going to be perfect, but at least something. And like you said, that you do, sometimes you start in the morning, if you don't have time, you finish then at the evening or next day, but just somehow getting it done, what those promises what you make to yourself.
Correct.
So how it felt for you when you have that plan, or like how was it to work with me? I'm curious. I want to improve always, and provide the best possible way. So what was there something what you want that I keep doing, what I should do more or less?
Well, actually, I have to say that and this is one of I was following you even before, so this is one of the reasons that make me point you usually make it very simple, like not just putting rules, but explaining the process. So you always let me the freedom to choose what I eat, what to do, and whatever. So for me, this is very important, because I really hate rules and people telling me what to do in life. So this was something that was the base to work together for me. Like, I mean, putting the point, like, you have to eat this amount of calories and this amount of protein, and the rest I have to organize myself. That for me is a big plus. At the same time, on the days where maybe I was not actually eating my goals, you were not like punishing me, or you were just, you know, pointing it out, like, how do you plan to eat this evening? Because I don't see your source of protein. And I was like, shit, I got kept out. I have to change. But at the same time, I wasn't feeling guilty. I wasn't feeling you were leading me to make the right choice without actually constricting me or pushing me to do anything I didn't want to do. So this for me was a good point, and also something that I really appreciated to have inside all the journey, because it's already an effort. So having someone that doesn't really pushing you without really make it look as it's, it's making it easier.
No, because I thank you. I really appreciate it. And that is actually what is my goal. I want to less I have to tell you, better it is. I give you guidelines. That is my goal. And ultimately I give you options, because we are all different. Like, if somebody is telling you exactly, if you are not, because I believe that if you are not some like a competitor, like who is basically eating just out of from plastic boxes, Tupperware, like having counted every gram of each macronutrient, but that is not is that life. Like, for them it is, but probably like for normal people who have a life and want to enjoy also life and foods, it's not the way. But and we have all our personal preferences. So to give you strategies, options, like what you could be eating, but ultimately, like, eat your protein. And if you decide to eat chicken, if you decide to eat fish, if you decide to eat some dairy products, it doesn't, or vegan, it doesn't, or protein powder, it doesn't matter. It's still protein, and whatever you enjoy eating. And that is what I thank you. I appreciate it. And that is my goal, is like lead you, give you options, and but that ultimately that it's because it's sticking a lot more. It's sticking into you like a lot better when you are the one who is making that decision. And it's not that somebody else is telling you exactly that now you have to eat 200 grams of rice and 200 grams of chicken. If you said, no, I can't have broccoli 5th day in a row. But if there is a plan and I have to do it, no.
Yeah, because this is something that will lead you to stop someday. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go back what you were doing before. And so you're going to get back to your life. While actually, I believe that if you really want to get this goal, not just to lose weight, just, to be healthier, to have a better body, whatever is your goal, it takes an actually change of your life, of your habits, of your mindset, not just eating more protein. That would easier, not enough.
Yeah, and it takes time. It takes time. It's not. We tend to think that it's nutrition that you have to use. It starts now on Monday. That then I will change everything. But it's there is never. You should never ever try to change everything at once. So one thing at a time, and then so small things that it's never actually feeling being on diet. Anything else? I'm curious to know, like, what else what should I do more, or what else I did well, or I'm doing well, what you enjoy?
I think this is more than enough.
Thank you. No, I don't want to push you too much, but that's it's always I love to hear those always to get honest feedback and trying also to improve and giving experience and ultimately results and really like what you have done changing your life and never needing to go back on that old you where you have been, and so it's already now after a couple of months you are in a very good place, and you can be so proud of yourself because that's it's not you work so hard that it's then I would have to watch the mirror if you wouldn't get the results.
Thank you.
So I think that was if you have any questions, anything you want to say, feel free to use Word. If you want to share your social media, anything, feel free to do everything now, and if you have anything to say.
No, nothing else. I mean, we are Instagram, but I'm a quiet person. I mean, I think I'm really happy to help other people because I realized that there is no enough awareness on fitness or healthy eating or all this that was our topic today. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very happy I've done this with you. So I really hope that I can get other people to actually think about it.
Yeah, thank you. I hope exactly same thing, and that is my ultimate goal, that you start actually facing that fear and getting action. And if these are kind of best stories when somebody who have done it is now kind of on the better side, that hearing it from them how it is, and you can probably relate better, because these are for me a lot more powerful things than sharing some before after pictures, what you could be actually fake everything if you want nowadays. It would be simple to do. So these kind of stories, they are the best example and best giving some best motivation to get started. So thank you so much, Silvia, for your time sharing your incredible story, and we stay in touch. So thank you for listening, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.